Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on Sunday the 14th of January 2024 with FLOSSTUBE number, have to look, 208. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch. Birthday week, birthday month, not sure when it starts these days, but on Thursday is my annual aging day. So that's kind of shocking. That happened again. So many stitchy friends have birthdays in January, which is kind of funny. Is it because we're like Capricorn earth signs and we enjoy sitting on the couch doing repetitive things? Probably. Certainly it's something we have control over, and I know personally I like a little bit of control in my life, but I don't really go in for that malarkey, but it's fun to pretend like I do. Yeah, so birthday this week. I have Thursday and Friday off work. I guess birthday shenanigans officially start on Thursday. I've got a day off. Mostly it's my me day. I'll have a new start. I'll potter around. I've got hair appointment, beautician appointment, just those sorts of looking after me appointments. Friday, friends just invited me around for dinner. My friends, childhood friends who lives around the corner and down the road. She just messaged me this morning and we've settled on Friday for me to go around for her to feed me for my birthday. I think originally her family were going away camping on Friday, but they've pushed it out a few days, so they're not going till after the long weekend. Yes, I have a long weekend for my birthday. Monday is Wellington anniversary day. Not tomorrow, but the following one. So I will have a 5-day weekend for my birthday. On Saturday, heading over to the Wairarapa to have our annual birthday something, hoopla, with my scrappy friends. So Tracy's birthday is at the end of December and Katie's birthday is tomorrow, so we usually try and do something for our collective birthdays in January. So I still owe them for last year, which was me drive us over to the Wairarapa and shout them lunch. So that's going to happen on Saturday, just in time for being a year late. And then my good friends Joanne and Richard watches this. Hello, Richard. Have just going to take me out for dinner probably the week after at this stage. So it's all starting to happen. If you know me, if you've been around a little while, you know that I'm a bit like I like a tasty menu for my birthday. I like lots of little things. I don't really do big group things. I don't enjoy parties per se. I don't like lots of people and noise around. I prefer 1-on-1 or 1-on-3 or 2-on-4 or something like that. Like, pretty much get over 7 and I'm starting to get out of my comfort zone for sure. So yeah, I enjoy lots of little things. I'm sure other things will pop up over the next few weeks. So anyway, that was quite a lot about me. It is my channel. Quick update on Dad. He's doing okay. He did ring me yesterday, I think it was, to say he is organising to have, I guess, an unveiling of Pam's plaque where her ashes will be interred at the cemetery in Kawerau, and that's on the 10th of February. I don't know if I'm going to go. He sort of said he didn't expect me to. I don't know if I'm going to go. It might be one of those last minute things where I just decide to drive up on the Friday and drive back on the Sunday, but I don't really want to. Also, I don't even know if there's a bed. I need to talk with Dad. I don't know if the boys are coming, as in my stepbrothers. I don't know. I'll ask Dad. I don't think it's a big thing. It's just, anyway. I'm not sure what to do. I haven't decided. But otherwise he's doing okay, pottering around. Talked something about, I don't know, he's just been organising himself in his shed and found things he'd misplaced, which he's very excited about. And he told me twice, because, why wouldn't he? But he's doing okay. And what else? My sister's away camping in the middle of the Wops in Queensland. So I haven't really talked to her for ages. Had a very quiet week. It was fine, except it was back at work. It was too hot, and then it was too hot that we had a power issue, which meant the trains weren't running on Wednesday. And then even when they got the trains running again, when they fixed whatever, they still had an issue on our line. So we still couldn't catch a train on our line. We couldn't get through one. They couldn't get clearance through one stop. So I think the trains like stopped working like at 3 p.m. I got home at 9 p.m. I was at that train station for so many hours waiting in a huge queue to get a bus. Well, I mean, I didn't wait the whole time. I went to the pub and had a gin. But it was just absolute, it was just like, it wasn't chaos because we just don't get that chaotic. Like there was one person out of thousands of people who were just being very patient and grumpy and tired, but patient nonetheless. One person lost his shit at about 8 o'clock that I witnessed. And like, you know, you read in the media, they go, chaos at the train station. Like, yeah, kind of. And that thousands of people have no way to get home and until they can organise some buses and, you know, you can fit a butt ton of people on a train. You know, mostly people just say it is what it is. What are you going to do, right? Be patient, and unless you want to spend like $150 on a taxi, which I didn't. Go to the pub, have a drink, go across the road to McDonald's, get a feed, whatever, and then you'll get home eventually, which I did, but Wednesday just about broke me. It was too hot. My back hurt from standing and my neck. I had a headache. I was heading towards a migraine. Didn't have my migraine stuff with me, but then the next day I woke up with my neck sore, so I think it was actually my neck from holding like, you know, my backpack and my handbag, and I just felt like the world sucked. Anyway, got home, blah. So last week was a bit of a shit. It wasn't a fun week because it was marred by having to wait at the train station for hours, but I got quite a bit of stitching done though. So we'll get onto that in a minute. I've got a little bit of random stuff, all stitchy related. I did make my own cold brew. I really can't justify buying it when it's literally cold water and ground coffee and let it sit. It's the best cold brew I've ever had. There you go, justified. I did buy, so random, I did buy a little, I think it's a Japanese, but sold through a local company, little cold brew jug. I had a couple of jugs, but none of them fit in my fridge door. Either they were too wide or too tall, or both. So I bought a little jug that has a filter in it. Also, yeah, having to buy filters was a pain. So anyway, jug, success. Good, nice, clear instructions. They also sell coffee. I didn't buy any of their coffee, but I might at some stage when I need some coffee. Yes, I could grind my own, but I sort of can't be bothered. Well, we might move on to that in the future. Anyway, I made it. I do like it with a bit of sugar syrup and a splash of something. This is just a splash of cream because I had it. And it's really good. It's really good, so I'm very pleased. Delicious. So I'm really happy with that because I do enjoy cold brew coffee. My irritable bowel, less so. Too much information. Anyway, right, stitching. Those of you who've been around for a little while may remember I used to subscribe to the Tom and Lily Creations Floss Club, a monthly floss club. You get 10 flosses and a couple, one or two little extras from France. And I love using their floss, Melanie's floss, but I just had quite a lot and had to cut down on my spend this last year with my budget. But occasionally, when Melanie shares on her social media, etc., what the previous month's collection was, because it's a mystery collection, and typically 10 flosses. I think they're 10 meters or at least 8 meters. 10 flosses, they're usually a mixture of colors from her standard Color Gems range, and with at least one, sometimes this month that I'm going to show you, several sort of one-off dies. Sometimes those one-offs end up making it into her standard collection. So you can what's good is with a lot of the colours, if you like a colour, you can order more of it, I guess. And I do love her floss. It's just I had a lot. But a couple of times now I've messaged her after a particular month and just said, hey, you know, have you got any of the club kits left? Because she sometimes has extra, and each time she has. So we've just organised her to invoice me separately. And in December, when she shared her November club kit, I just love these beautiful taupey colours, which you always need plenty. Like, I'm probably lacking browns when I want to kit stuff up. You know, kit up a blackbird, you often need all these browns. And I just loved it with this couple of pops of autumn colours. I just love this palette. So blah, 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 blah. She invoiced me, I paid, it arrived. So happy birthday to me. So this was always going to be like a birthday gift for myself. Because by the time you convert euros to Kiwi and shipping and everything, she ain't cheap. But I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying it ain't cheap. So here's the palette this month. And it's 8 meters because it says on the back. It's just, I love the colours. So I'm so tempted to just stitch something with this whole palette. Who knows what? So I'm going to just keep them together for a little while. I won't distribute them into my colour. I sort of separate my flosses roughly by colour. Although I've got Carib, and then you've got 1, 2, these 3 are not from her standard range. They don't have names. Then Coffee, which I've had Coffee before. And another 1, 2, 3, so yeah, 6 one-off dies. And then I've had both of these before, Carbon and Corbeau. But they're so beautiful. I should actually show you to the picture. I'm so hot, it's so humid, and I'm having a hot flush. It's not fun. I'm all sweaty. Bloody hormones. Anyway, whew. I just read her little note in case anyone's interested. So do check them out. She also does lots of fabric, and she does designing as well. So do go to the Tom and Lily. It's a bilingual, so it's not, so you can do English or French, and Melody speaks. She always posts things in. She does an English post and she does a French post. She's bilingual shop. So basically this month's colour theme is called Hibernation. Oh, delicious. A range of rich and mineral colours to celebrate November. It's always funny how it's the opposite, being the Northern Hemisphere. Inspired by the colours of the falling leaves and changes in nature, I've included 4 threads from the regular Colour Gem collection and 6 special edition colours that I love. I should have just read her little note instead of bumbling my way through it like an idiot. I hope you'll love them too. I look forward to seeing your photos, receiving your testimonials, seeing your projects. So I just love that so much. So that was a nice little treat for me. And the little freebie this month, we got like a little cup of tea. Imagine that. Oh, a cup of tea arrives. Yogi tea. I've never heard of yogi tea. Heartwarming, caffeine free. I don't see the point. I don't see the point. Oh, I'm even flushed. I'm so hot. Joie de vivre. No idea what's in it because it is preparation for safe consumption. One would hope. 100-degree water, that's Celsius obviously. Steep it for 5-6 minutes and then enjoy. Je n'ai bien. I don't know how to know. That was meant to be German. Savoir. I have no idea what is in it. Maybe we'll give it a crack. I just like strong black tea. I don't like herbal teas. And my cold brew, which is so good. Oh, I'm so glad I've just saved myself so much money by not buying pre-made cold brew. Okay, so that's all that's new in. Stitching, I did 3 projects this week. Stitched on 3. I haven't been drinking. I've only had like 2 drinks this whole year. It's day 14. I carried on with the Common Thread 2 from Jeanette Douglas Designs because it was out and I felt like I should. So last time you saw it, I showed that I had done this middle bit here. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, I carried on across. So this is on 32 count cream linen from Zweigart using my own silk conversion. I think only a couple of things are called for. One is the soie perlée cream that's used for the satin stitches in the white work, and by happy accident I had one of the Mill Hill mini petite beads in my box of leftovers. Everything else is bunch of silks from my stash. The colours are different. You know, they're similar, but like where it calls for like a beigey colour, it's a beigey colour, but you know, but mine's fresher, more spring-like, just because those are the colours that I had. And even the charms, there's a couple of gaps on here, they'll be for charms that I'll add at the end. I have a bunch of silver charms, it calls for gold, it's just going to be different. So this was one of my stash sampler starts, number 6, back in September, and I'm probably a good, yeah, I'm over halfway. Oh, there's lots of nice little bits to come. It's a bit see-through, so that's not going to be good. Here we go. So I did all the little bits and pieces over here. So the orange vertical flower band is all cross stitch. The next little band is in the same colour that the alphabet's in, and it's all, they call it a sort of small satin stitch. It's really, I call it black work, and it's got 4-sided stitch, but it's sort of more like black work. So 4-sided stitch and little rows of satin stitch. And then the next row is crosses and beads, and then this is all beige yellow. And I love it. So, of course, I'm a bottom up stitcher, so I think that was like, the chart's broken down by sections. I think it's like section G or section F or something. And I'm so happy with it. So that's been fun. Next up was one of my poor whips that I left off my whip parade. Modern Folk Embroidery, I Am No Bird, a Charlotte Brontë Sampler. And this was also one of my stash sampler starts, number 3, back in August. And this is on 40 count Tickle the Ivory linen from Dames of the Needle, using Anchor Black. So I stitched the other companion piece, the Real Comfort Jane Austen sampler, also with Anchor Black, also on 40 count linen, but a different colour. And I basically got all of the border finished, all of the borders, because I count the double row around the edge as well as 2 borders. So essentially, when you last saw this, I had the bottom and the left inside border done. I had started a bit of the outline of one row, so essentially I finished the border. So all of the top is new, all of this side is new, and then did that double band around it. Yay! So I'm happy with that. That was a nice few days worth of stitching, and I am keen to do the house last. I don't know, I probably won't. I'll probably come back down here, get that in, maybe get the figures in. I don't know. I really kind of want to leave the house to last, so I might work around here, bring the figures up, and then I can get all the text in, and then come back and do that big juicy house. I'll try and do a stitch with my needles on fire, which I've been promising for ages. And remember, you might remember, I did one when I started the Under the Blues sampler, but I forgot to push record. Anyway, I wasn't, you'd think I knew what I was doing, but I don't. So yeah, when I do the house, especially since somebody a while back asked me how I handle the windows and how I stitch my houses, that's a great house because it's bigger. Sort of not really worth it on a little house to, like on the way, is it the long way home? The Tempting Tangle, there's lots of little houses, but they don't really count because the windows, well, first of all, they're fully stitched. So the ones where you leave them blank, people are asking, did I carry? How did I stitch them? So I'll show how I stitch those. So when I get to it, which I do want to finish that relatively soon, so it'll be in this next few months, I'll get to the house. Promise. Said that before, haven't I? Anyway, what was I talking about? Really enjoyed getting the border done. The borders are, if you know what the stitches are on this, which Jacob does tell, and I could work it out if I put it into Pattern Keeper, but I'm stitching off a chart for this one. Yeah, he says that it's like 12,035 crosses. Often that kind of border, you find that border is anywhere between 25 and 33% of your chart because of that big ass house. But there's a lot of space in this design, so I wouldn't be surprised if that border was close to 30% of the stitching because there's a lot of stitching in that border. So yay me. And then I carried on with another, like basically I want to get a bunch of finishes, and with a new start coming up this week, which I showed you last week. I can't remember what it is, on the Brick House Sampler. Which I'm questioning the red, whether the red might be too red. No, it'll be fine, I'm just going to do it. Anyway, this one's probably the closest to a finish that I have, so let's get cracking on it. So I picked up this poor old ratty cover from our Forest Embroidery, Southern Land. This is one of my, that reminds me, hang on, I have to write something down. 50 at 50. This was one of my 50 at 50. So I'll stitch Northern Land eventually, but Southern Land is on 32 count fairy dust linen. So it's this one. Using my own colour conversion. It's Threadworks, and this one is DMC because the Threadworks, I couldn't find a Threadworks that made me happy, so I put in a DMC for it. So yeah, this was right in the middle of my 50 at 50, so start 24 of 50. Back on the 24th of June, and I got a couple of days on this. So I did pick this up briefly when I was in December at the Jingle Ball when we had a bit of a gathering, a few of us, and I just didn't have it in me to stitch it. So I'd started this blue piece. I had done a little bit of this, and then I just didn't feel like stitching on it. So I've got all of this in, that's the middle up here. And this essentially is mirrored on this side. Down here there's a little row across here, but the next colour is red, so when I bring my red thread out to do the next red motif, I'll carry on with that one there. I probably need to get 4 needles to avoid counting, because it's a whole row up here of like, I want to say like airmail stripe, and it's got all 4 colours in it, so I probably just want to grab 4 needles. So I'm not, because it's too far to, well, it's not too far. It's far enough to count to the next bit of that colour that I would probably miscount somewhere and annoy me. And so I probably want to get 4 needles, thread it up and keep them, not cut them, and then just carry it. Oh, I don't even know. I overplan everything. So that's all new as well. And there. So essentially really from where I'm showing you now, most of that is what I've stitched over the last couple of days. So yeah, got quite a bit done last night. Did this maybe Thursday, and then started this on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and a little bit this morning just to finish that off. Should I show you the whole thing? It's looking pretty good. So what have I got to do? Basically, I've got to mirror the sides, so I've got to stitch this thing here, that up here, that earmail thing, like I said, one big motif, and then these two, what are they, vases of flowers or something? Oh, rows of roses, roses. So yeah, it's getting so close. So it probably will, you'll see this again over the next few weeks. I'm like at that point where I'm like, just push through and finish it, because it's so close. So that was all my stitching. Actually quite a lot of stitching in there. I can't go anywhere. I mean, obviously I got nothing done on Wednesday because I was at the bloody train station. I did get a lot read though, because I read, I've been reading a lot as well. One last thing, I have a giveaway. So Nora Corbett's Gigi is going to go to somebody, and I already picked the winner. I random comment generated it, and Sandy Gorton 4215. Congratulations, Gigi is yours. So I'll comment on your comment from last week, but if you could reach out, ideally send me an email, links in the doobly-doo, to my Gmail account, and send me your address, and I will get this out to you sometime this month. So yeah, thanks. There was only 13 people who put Gigi in the comments. You had a really good chance of winning, but yeah, so congratulations to Sandy. Really happy to get that out. I really appreciate you coming along and enjoying me while I burn from the inside. I look forward to seeing all your comments, and yeah, I better shut up. Thanks in advance for my birthday wishes. I will see you next week, and I will be aged. I'll be 52. Shock, horror, gasp. And I think should be a relatively normal floss tube. I don't know what normal means anymore. As always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.